Good evening and welcome to the Madman Studios in Normandy, France. Well, as you can see, we're not exactly in the Madman Studios, but we're out on my humble estate, and I'm cream crackers because I've just dragged two chairs up to the edge of the orchard so I can sit in the wonderful sun and chat to you folks. Which by now I should imagine there's a few of you thinking, what the hell's going on? So I guess it's time for a bit of a history lesson. Well, the Madman started his Madman Diaries back in November 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. And it was kind of a light-hearted way to do a video diary introducing songs to AOVYP without typing the text into the forum as it was in those days. And it was just trying to bring a little bit of lightness and a little bit of fun to what was a pretty serious situation at the time. But it also coincided with my start of singing and playing. I've been playing for a number of years, but I just couldn't sing or play. I mean, I just couldn't sing. My range was pathetic. I've been asked on a few collaborations from about 2016 onwards with various members of the forum, but I had no confidence in my voice, and every time I tried to sing while playing a song, it just all fell in a big heap. And then towards the end of 2020, it all kind of clicked into place. So I decided to create a video diary as how that progressed, which is pretty much the Madman's Diaries. Then, of course, we moved to the new community. And to be honest, I wasn't really sure that the diaries were something that was transferable to the new place, because we moved from what seemed to be a pretty tiny village with lots of close friends to this massive new city with an influx of people almost weekly, if not daily. And I didn't know whether the diaries in the format like I'm doing now were going to be accepted. So I pretty much stopped doing it until the tail end of the middle of 22, I think it was about May. I'd asked a few questions on the community and just did a little video in my courtyard late at night and saying, you know, what do you think? Should I continue doing it, or, you know, should I knock it on the head? Is it something we can sign to just something that was part of the old forum and not really part of the new community? And the response I got was positive, and I started doing the diaries again. The only thing with that was it pretty much finished around about October last year, which is chapter 8, I think it was. And I've recorded very little this year, and it's not from the want of trying. Most people that have kind of followed me and seen the direction that I've been trying to head in, tail end of 22 and into 23, it was very much blues rock and acoustic blues, and I was literally alternate days doing acoustic Delta blues, dead fun blues one day, then the next day I'll be doing blues rock with various courses using some of Justin's blues lead courses. I've already bought Justin's solo blues, acoustic blues, and I've been working on the first two songs for that, and some other material, and making kind of steady progress over the last 5 months. But every time I come to record anything, I hit that big RBS situation. You know, recording button syndrome. I just could not record anything without stuffing up. So I'd literally got half the acoustic blues course, the first 10 out of 20 songs, for want of a better word, pieces, at a state of definitely recordable or near to recordable, to the last couple being work in progress but should be able to record them, and I just crashed and burned every time. It was the same with Justin's Steady Fun Blues and the Walk-In Blues. I could play both of them reasonably well, but as soon as I sat down to record them, bang, they just fall apart. So in addition to that, on the rock, sort of blues rock electric side of things, I'd been following another course, and that culminates in learning 4 pieces in a number of styles, and I'd learned a piece in the style of Dave Gilmour and another piece in the style of Mark Loeffler. Really happy that I was playing to that level, but again, every time I came to record them, they'd fall apart. So today, on my 46th wedding anniversary, and my wife said, why don't you take the Harley out, because I'd spent yesterday afternoon putting the Loud Pipes Save Lives exhaust back on, which I'd swapped out a few months ago after a little traffic misdemeanour meant I might get some points on my licence, which didn't happen. So I went back and slapped the Loud Pipes on yesterday, and she said, nice sunny day, go out on the bike. And I said, no, I've had a little bit of a roll this morning. I've got the first 5 of those 10 songs recorded, so I'm going to crack on and see if I can get the others done. And I guess that's why we're here now. Excuse me a minute, we're in France, and we can't let Gordon, on his holiday in the Vendée, have all the good wine. So here's a nice bottle of Cahors that's been sitting in the sun for 2 hours, and now it's just perfect temperature. Anyway, so yeah, for the best part of the day, it's not been a one-take Sunday, let's put it like that. I have been looping round recordings, getting to 90% of a perfect recording, and the last bar fumbled and stopped and restarted. But I finally got through. I just noticed someone stopped. We get this. There's a road at the end of my big field, and we get people passing through, and they seem to think it's a good place to stop and have a pee. Unfortunately, I don't have my dog anymore to send across the field, because that was always entertaining to see people very rapidly pulling up their underpants and trousers while a German Shepherd headed full tilt across the field saying, do not pee on my border. But I digress. But there again, we're in Madman country, and this is where insanity rules. Anyway, so what have I done? I've got 10 tracks from a David Hamburger course. They're in different degrees of severity and complexity. It starts relatively easy, for want of a better word. It was never easy. getting a bit more and more intricate, more and more complex. And I'm halfway through the course, so I'm just satisfied that today I've managed to get them all recorded. I'm not 100% happy with the quality. There's a few sort of hiccups, but it is what it is. It's a done deal, but they're all work in progress. They all need to have a little bit more tempo added to them. But the other good thing is I finally found a good setup. Last open mic I used the Play Acoustic for the Takamine, and it came out with a reasonable tone. And then after talking to Jeff about the fact that he'd managed to do his setup using Reaper and OBS into Zoom, I went back to my old setup, my old audio interface, where I used to get a lot of latency, and I've run the Play Acoustic into that into the PC, that into Reaper, and obviously from there onto OBS and the video recordings. There doesn't seem to be any lag in the videos, which is something I experienced in the past, so that's hopefully something I've now resolved and I can use for future recordings, be they live or just multi-projects. So that's pretty much where we are, and the Madman has rambled on like Led Zeppelin as usual. What's next? Well, the one thing I haven't posted since last weekend's open mic is my usual OM footnote, where I normally record the dry runs that I'd done before the show itself. Not completely happy with the dry run I did using a backing track, which is why I ditched the trio at the last minute. Not overly happy with the dry run I did 23 minutes before the sound check. So I've been setting up a Reaper project, going through Easy Drummer, sorting out some drum tracks that are more in tune, aligned with the original track compared to what the trio was giving me. And I might just actually play a simple bass line and then do the acoustic and singing alongside that. So there's going to be some work to do on that one. That'll be coming along soon. In the meantime, since I've had a week of acoustic blues, this week I'm going to revisit my blues rock soloing course on the electric, and hopefully start working and learning the last 2 of the 4 solos on that, but hopefully I'll try and record the other 2 solos that I've learnt so far. And then of course there's another open mic in what will be 5 weeks time tomorrow. I'm not sure whether I'm going to commit to that, but I've been looking at potential songs for that one, so to work alongside. So as usual, it probably only takes 5 or 10 minutes to type up a little introduction to some recordings on the forum for recordings that you posted, and I've been rambling for goodness knows how long. But it's always good to talk to you guys. For the new people, let me know what you think, if you feel this is something that ticks your boxes and float your boat. If you want me to do more of it, I certainly will do. It's been nice to get back on the diary horse, and well, I think this must be well, no, this will be, let's rebadge this one. This is going to be Madman Diaries, the Blues chapter, or the Blues Saga chapter 1. So we start a new diary, we start a blues diary. So this is chapter 1. Be safe, take care, see you all soon. Keep rocking.